Hey everyone, this is Matthew Kent, and this is sort of part two to a video that I just did. I think I called it the number one problem with the internet, gave it a real provocative title like that. And, it wasn't an anti-internet video. It wasn't me turning into some, old grouchy guy. Oh, this new technology, it's ruining our lives. No, the internet's great. I love it. It's helping people. It's transforming society. It's making us all more interconnected. It's providing opportunities that weren't there before. It's amazing. But of course, the biggest problem, the biggest issue with it is the fact that it has amplified negative voices out there, and it's given them the ability to be anonymous and to reach and influence people. And that's just sometimes rather unfortunate. And so, of course, the point of the video was for those of us who are positive, who have something good to say, who want to help, to speak up and to put ourselves out there and to make our voices louder than they currently are. And that, like I said, it's sort of a recurring theme in my little walk videos that I've been doing, recording some of my thoughts. And a lot of that one was inspired by an entrepreneur named Gary Vaynerchuk, and I'll put a link below where you can find him. But I listened to his book Crush It, and I've listened to some of his podcasts and other things that he's done. And that's actually a big thing that he keeps mentioning is, hey, there's some negative people out there. Why don't the rest of us become louder than they are? The other thought I had today, and this one I think is inspired by another guy who I really admire, Seth Godin, who's very different than Gary Vaynerchuk, and they probably disagree on a lot of things. I love them both though, and I think I can learn a lot from both of them. Who points out, and I've read his book, I'm reading his book, The Icarus Deception, in physical form, and it's amazing. I read his book last week, it's called Linchpin. I actually listened to the audiobook. I really am starting to prefer listening to audiobooks because I can do them while I'm doing something else. And so I actually started reading The Icarus Deception before I started reading Linchpin, but I read Linchpin in like 2 days because I was listening to it while doing routine tasks at work. But anyways, the thought today from Seth Godin, I think captures one of the great positives of the internet. So the last video, one of the big negatives of the internet. This video, one of the big positives of the internet. And that's just not just the fact of human connection, but really, so it's two things, but they're kind of related. One, the internet gives a voice to the voiceless. And I think this is even the case for me. I'm the kind of guy who thinks a lot. I think that I have things to say. I have messages that I want to share with people. And before I started doing videos like these, I hadn't really had a vehicle, an avenue, a medium to express myself. Every now and then when I was talking with my friends, I'd get to just rant and they would indulge me in that. But I mean, nobody wants to hear you rant forever. But if you put it out there online, then people can get to it on their own time when they want to listen to it, and it becomes more useful for everybody. So that's really wonderful. But really the group of people that this is the best for, so number one that the internet does is that it gives people a voice. Number two, it establishes a point of connection for people, which this might seem frivolous, but if you remember, I mean, throughout human history, there have been certain people who, and society sometimes will look down on them and call them antisocial or misfits or whatever, who just have a hard time connecting with the people around them. And just they have very different interests, or they're just different ways of interacting. And the cool thing about the internet is you can develop a community from people around the world about whatever kind of bizarre little sub niche that you want. I mean, there's some weird stuff out there. I'm not looking down on it, calling it weird. I'm thinking it's awesome. So if you're into mid 1980s pop culture music videos or something like that, there's other people who are into that kind of thing. And if you're into who knows, rare and exotic teas or something like that, there's other people that are into that. And so at the risk of becoming a sort of a broken record on these walks, I keep encouraging people, because it's been such a big deal in my life, to step out there, to reach for bigger influence online, to make more of a splash, to do more things, to put out art. And of course, I'm defining art not just as fine art, but as creating something new that matters to somebody. One of the advantages of doing that is you can sort of become the leader or the uniter even of a community of people that maybe desperately needed community. And so I think that's amazing. I think that's so cool. And I think that everybody out there has the potential now to be a leader of some sorts, to be an influencer, to be a uniter, a connector, somebody who fosters community and not division, who helps people and just gives them the true gift of connection and of art. So those are my thoughts. Are you making good art? And by art, I don't mean you're drawing stuff, although you could be doing that, and that's awesome. But just making something new that's valuable to somebody else. Are you helping connect people? Are you putting yourself out there? Food for thought. See you guys later.